Welcome to Tim Reynolds Show's WWE Show Review, as I'm reviewing the Friday Night SmackDown from November 15th, 2024 from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this SmackDown would be kicked off with undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And Rhodes would be pissed off, saying that Kevin Owens crossed the line last week when he attacked Randy Orton and used an illegal move, a pile driver, and that injured the neck of Randy Orton, putting him out indefinitely. And he would say Kevin Owens crossed the line and that he needs to get out here now. And that's when general manager Nick Aldis would come out instead of KO, and Cody Rhodes would not be too happy about this, as Nick Aldis would say that he needs order on Friday Night SmackDown and that he's told Kevin Owens to stay out of the arena until this matter has been dealt with eternally. And that's when we would see Cody Rhodes say right back to let me have him. Let me handle this. If I can't handle my business inside the WWE ring, then where? Do I fight Kevin Owens out in the parking lot? Do I fight Kevin Owens in his own front yard? And that's when we would see general manager Nick Aldis with a puzzled look on his face before Cody Rhodes would tell Nick Aldis that the ball is in your court and that something has to be done about this, and for him to do something, and that he won't be waiting long. What a way to kick off Friday Night SmackDown. And then we would see after this backstage Jimmy and Jey Uso and honorary Uso Sami Zayn, as the OG bloodline is back together again, as these three have been having a tough time finding a fifth member for their Survivor Series War Games team, as OTC Roman Reigns was on the phone with Jimmy Uso telling him that all of them need to meet up in Roman Reigns' locker room to figure out their game plan for Survivor Series War Games. That's when Sami Zayn would say he has at least one more person that he could go talk to about joining them. After all the guys talked to a bunch of guys on Monday Night Raw, now we'll see Sami Zayn talk to someone on SmackDown to hopefully get them a fifth member for the Survivor Series War Games. Then next up, guys, we'd have our first match of the evening, and this would be a women's triple threat match, and this would also be the first match in the Women's United States Championship Tournament. After we've seen the debut of this belt last week, we're now going to find out in this tournament who will be the first ever United States Women's Champion. And we would see in this triple threat match Bayley versus Candice LeRae versus B-Fab. And all three of these women would leave all the athleticism inside the ring and really show us all of what they're made of before Bayley was able to pin B-Fab after B-Fab beat up Candice LeRae a little bit. But Bayley ends up being the winner in this matchup to advance in the United States Women's Championship Tournament. And then next up after this, guys, we would see backstage where B-Fab was meeting up with the Street Profits, wishing them luck in their match for the WWE Tag Team titles later on that night. And then she would be met up with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, who are also in the Women's United States Championship Tournament, and they would kind of mock and make fun of B-Fab after she lost, but she put up a really good fight, and that's when she would bring up a good point to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven on what's going to happen when you two friends have to face each other in this tournament. A very interesting sort of events. And then next up after this, guys, we would see LA Knight as he comes out to the ring, the United States Champion, after a successful defense at WWE Crown Jewel. We would see this would be a United States Championship open challenge out in the middle of the ring. But LA would fill us in after we seen a video clip of Sami Zayn going to try to talk to LA Knight about joining their team. And that's what LA Knight would let us know in the ring, that Sami Zayn offered him a spot on their Survivor Series War Games team, but he turned it down. And after he has this open challenge, we would see next up after this, it would be Santos Escobar, the leader of Legado del Fantasma, who would answer the challenge with all of his teammates there in that faction as well. But it would be his teammate there that would actually get the opportunity, as Berto was staring down LA Knight, and LA Knight used really a very, very good move in this one, as LA Knight actually used a typical, let's say, misdirection to Santos, who was looking to challenge, and instead he would give the open challenge to Berto, who ended up putting up a very, very good fight in this one, showing off his athleticism. But it would be LA Knight retaining his United States Championship and hitting a blunt force trauma, a BFT, to get the victory in this matchup over Berto. But I promise Santos Escobar was not happy, and he'll look to hopefully get an opportunity at the United States Champion soon enough. And then next up backstage, we would see Jimmy and Jey Uso stressed out very, very bad about not being able to find a fifth member member, worried as sick, and then Sami Zayn would come up, showing up, scratching his head, going, yeah, this ain't looking good, guys, as they would walk in to talk to Roman Reigns after this. And that's when we would see Roman Reigns show up in the locker room, and Sami would be like, well, is someone going to tell him? Okay, fine, I'll tell him. We haven't been able to find anybody, man. There is nobody that wants to be a part of our team for Survivor Series War Games. And that's when Jay would look at Roman and go, make the call, Uce. Make the call. And we don't know what this means, but I guess we'll have to wait to find out. And then next up, we would see Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline come out to the ring, and that's what would interrupt this meeting inside Roman Reigns' locker room, as they would see on the TV that Solo was headed out to the ring. And not long after that, before Solo could even really get some words out, we would see Roman Reigns, the original Tribal Chief, and Jimmy and Jay Uso and honorary Uce Sami Zayn, as their team comes out to face the Bloodline and Solo's team. And it would not be long before these two would start beating the hell out of one another, attacking one each other back and forth, until we see Bronson Reed. Big Bronson Reed has officially joined Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline to be a part of his Survivor Series team, as he helped lay waste to Jimmy and Jay Uso and Sami Zayn and hit a big tsunami on Roman Reigns, who tried to put up a big fight in this one, but the numbers games would be too much, as Solo Sikoa once again finds his fifth member and makes a big statement to Roman Reigns and Jimmy and Jay Uso and Sami Zayn. What a crazy Friday Night SmackDown. I cannot believe Big Bronson Reed is the fifth member of Solo Sikoa's Survivor Series team. With him in the Bloodline, this could be a very dangerous and formidable team heading into that premium live event. And then next up, guys, after this, we would see a video message from Kevin Owens, as he responds to what Cody Rhodes did to start the night off, saying the Golden Boy Cody Rhodes wants Kevin Owens on Friday Night SmackDown next week. Well, after he was shunned and told not to come in the building here at Milwaukee, Wisconsin, he would actually get a call from General Manager Nick Aldis that wants Kevin Owens on Friday Night SmackDown next week, where we will see Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens go face to face. I don't know if we'll see a fight, but we'll have to wait and find out, after Kevin Owens says he was only doing his job when he did what he did to Randy Orton, who betrayed him and betrayed his trust. And he wants to remind the WWE universe that next week on Friday Night SmackDown, what he does to Cody Rhodes will be him just doing his job, but he'll be showing up on Friday Night SmackDown for himself, not because the Golden Boy Cody Rhodes wants him there. Man, what a crazy Friday Night SmackDown. And then next up after this, guys, we would have our next match of the evening, as we would have a WWE Tag Team title match, where we would see the number one contenders, the Street Profits, Montez Ford and D'Angelo Dawkins, take on the WWE Tag Team Champions, Motor City Machine Guns. And we would see a very, very good back and forth matchup in this one. And then out of nowhere, we get interference, of course, as Tommaso Ciampa comes out of nowhere to lay waste to everybody inside the ring, causing disqualifications. And even when his teammate Johnny Gargano, as these guys are both DIY, we would see Ciampa get very, very upset with Johnny, shoving him to the ground in the ring after Johnny was trying to console him and make sure he was okay, figuring out what he's doing. But it looks like Ciampa makes a big statement here, taking out not only the WWE Tag Team Champions, but also the Street Profits. And afterwards, when the Motor City Machine Guns tried to shake the hands and show respect to the Street Profits and say, hey, this wasn't us, we didn't plan this, we would see the Street Profits get very upset, pushing and shoving Machine Guns, Motor City Machine Guns. So, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens after this in the tag team division for SmackDown. And then next up after this, we would see backstage Naomi getting ready for her match, as she has a Women's WWE Championship opportunity coming up in the main event. And then she would be met by WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, wishing her luck in this match. But it would also be Bayley who shows up to also let her know that she'll have her back and that she's wishing her luck too in this championship in match here in the main event. And after they wished her luck, we would see that next match of the night, as that would be our main event of the evening, as Naomi, the number one contender, would take on the WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax. And of course, it would not be long before we would see Tiffany Stratton, Miss Money in the Bank, get involved in this matchup, attacking Naomi, but Naomi would continue to fight back, but it would continue to be too much after we see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez attack the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions backstage, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. We would see Bayley come out to the ring to attack Tiffany Stratton to help her out, to help out her friend Naomi. And as Naomi would continue to fight back, we would see Candice LeRae come out and attack Bayley, and because of that distraction, Nia Jax would take advantage and win to retain her WWE Women's Championship, a huge main event match as the WWE Women's Champion makes a huge statement to Naomi, and it looks like we could see an alliance forming here between Candice LeRae, Tiffany Stratton, and Nia Jax here on Friday Night SmackDown. And then to really cap off an amazing Friday Night SmackDown, we see the original Tribal Chief Roman Reigns back in his locker room looking really disfuddled. And we seen at the end of that attack that Jey Uso would actually be begging Roman Reigns to make the call. Make the call, Uso, is what main event Jey Uso said. And Roman Reigns would be backstage in his locker room to make that phone call, as he tells his phone to call the wise man. But then, oh my goodness, what a shock, as the number would be disconnected, and Roman Reigns cannot believe himself as he's left there to wonder what's going to happen. What's going to happen now with the Roman Reigns Survivor Series team, especially with Solo Sikoa recruiting Big Bronson Reed for his team with the Bloodline, as they've been laying waste to Roman, Jimmy and Jay, and Sammy these last few weeks. Now, Roman catches himself in a bit of a pickle. And we'll have to see how he pulls his way out of it. And this has been your WWE show review from Tim Reynolds Show. Please like and subscribe to the channel and leave some comments to let me know what you guys think of the show. Thank you guys so much for checking out. I cannot wait to see what else is going to happen with the Survivor Series War Game, the Premium live event coming up very, very soon, as Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn are still looking for a fifth member to join their Survivor Series War Games team. And Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline have their fifth member and Big Bronson Reed. Could that mean we see Seth freaking Rollins as the fifth member for Roman Reigns' team? We'll have to wait and find out. But make sure you check out Tim Reynolds Show's WWE show reviews of Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw to find out more. Thank you guys so much. Those who made it to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate you, respect you, and thank you for all the support for this sports entertainment channel right here on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Peace out, everybody.